So, unfortunately, okay, most of the funds we have here in Taiwan, I've been out of country for 40 years. I was surprised more, I did go to some of these sites, in Chinese. Okay? So if you're foreigners, it's kind of difficult. But you can always make friends, boyfriends or girlfriends, right? Right? Who can bring Chinese, right? So you can go together, you know, as a joint venture to apply for it. And I think there are quite a few of these kind of fundings. Okay? No matter you're from Vietnam, or from the US, or Russia, or anywhere, you can fund them. Now, if that still doesn't work, okay, there's another source. It's called Kickstart. Okay. In fact, the other day I just get a note from one of my old colleagues. Have you heard about the Kickstart?
Kickstarter.
Yeah, Kickstart. Have you heard it?
I have a friend who wants to do a Kickstarter program. He's an American living in Taiwan, but he said that you need to have an American address, an American bank account.
Yeah, I can help a bit. If you want to promote your project on the Kickstarter, the first one, you must have American registered companies and an address. So you won't be the American, but most important, they have the address and the registered entity. And the second, you must have the American bank account. So this is the two necessary conditions for Kickstarter.
Good. But I'm a bit surprised because this person I know is in Hong Kong, and I'm quite sure he doesn't have a US account. Okay. Somehow he listed. I will do that. I think maybe Hong Kong will count it somehow. I don't know. That could be
So we discussed this topic in our group, and Tony mentioned that there's a Taiwanese equivalent called Flying V, which I had not heard of. So maybe we can hear something about Flying V. Have you heard of it?
Flying is also the crowdfunding platform, the biggest crowdfunding.
So you go to the keyword crowdfunding. Crowdfunding. Yeah, crowdfunding. You can do that. Now, after I tell you all this, okay, I was, I was involved in the venture capital, okay, for 33 years, and not as a full-time job. I was experts, technical experts in ventures. Based on what I know, and I work for a venture capital fund. And I think that Professor Zhang is correct when he said, most of these funding are for the second phase or third phase. Right? Most of the venture capital funds now they do not try to put money in the seed fundings or the incubation fund. And even if you get it, okay, the way we evaluate projects, okay, the big funds I work with, we are looking at return on investment at least 60%, 50 or 60%. That means it's very, very expensive money.
Yes.
All right? You know how much interest rate you pay for to go to the bank? How much interest rate? You never borrow money like a rich man. How much interest rate?
3%.
3%? 3%?
In Taiwan, it's lower than the States.
Really? Maybe I can go with you. What's 3%? I should get your bank account number, the bank name. But normally, the less than 10%. Right? But you talk about 60% interest rate. 60%, after a year, you're going to pay double. Okay? So it's very expensive money for borrow. So, and myself, I learned a few of these startups, and some of them are going quite well. My suggestion to you, you learn how how to run your business with a shoestring. Okay? How to save money. Okay? I have seen people, before you start a company, you hire a beautiful secretary, get a nice Benz car. Okay? And that's a very stupid way of doing it. I know from the day one, I know he's going to fail. Okay? So you know how to be resourceful. If you want to succeed, you have to be resourceful. Okay? And how do you make ends meet with little resource you have? And that's how everyone started. Okay? That's how everyone started. There's no secret about it. Okay, so that's a little bit sharing I share with you. The next part is we're going to have a forum discussion. So you can ask any question you want. First of all, let's welcome Mr. Zhang to the front. And I should prepare you a nice chair.
No problem. Yeah.
Maybe you can sit here. And it's Alright, so I'm the moderator, okay? So I'm supposed to be moderating for you. And we want to take 45 minutes, okay? So time is limit. Okay? I will stop 5 o'clock. Okay? You're tired, and I will do, it's a long day. So, who wants to shoot the first questions? Brian, you want the first one? Okay, Brian.
Hi, sorry, this is,
Okay, stand up. Yes, stand up.
so, for me as an American, I'm sorry, but I want to start with the tax question. If I were to start a business in Taiwan, how does anybody, do any of the three of you know what the tax situation would be for
32.
as an American?
32 for foreigner for tax issue. Yeah.
Especially for the foreigner works in Taiwan, must pay the 32 tax, 32%, sorry, for salary.
Okay, I think he must know very well because he worked for the accounting firm. But but I think 32 is it's a graduate, progressive.
Yes.
I mean, the lowest level is not 32 though.
Because it's a salary level, so if I
I
want
mean,
to
at the
hire,
beginning, he's not going to make $10 million a year, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning, he may try to make ends meet to maybe $10,000.
Yeah, maybe a month, 10,000.
if my memory, maybe 4 or 5, 40 or 50,000 a year. Must pay the 32% tax.
Wow!
US dollars.
Yes.
Would there be double taxation? Would I have to pay on the same income in the United States and here?
No, only for Taiwan.
I know if I'm employed by someone else, I get a tax, I forget what it's called. But if I'm self-employed, I might be liable for US taxes at the same time.
No, okay. I also pay U.S. tax. So I know the story. The U.S. tax, there's $60,000 floor, and then you go beyond it, you start to pay tax.
My impression is that if you're an employee of someone else, it's a foreign income exemption, and I don't know if it counts if you're self-employed.
If not, then you set up a company, then you take your money from then you're employed by the company.
Is that possible? Can I have a Can I own the company that is?
Sorry, I'm not an accountant, but yeah, I'll give you a question again.
So my question is, there is a foreign income exemption for American citizens, which I think is now $90,000. But I don't think you get it if you're self-employed. But what that means, I don't really know. Would I have to pay income tax on the same money twice if I had a business in Taiwan? If I own the business?
I'm not sure his situation. Maybe I can find a professional for your question, okay? Because if you really first question is if you work for some company registered in Taiwan, you must pay 32. This I can make sure for you. But if the foreigner company in Taiwan, I don't know the exact percentage they will. Yeah.
But
students, they read a PhD at the moment, and they like you. The first question, he set up a company. He come from America, but his wife is Taiwanese, so he uses his wife name. So this is not a big problem.
For the affairs of the economics to the government, they just recognize your company registration place in Taiwan, so they don't care about if you register in American or they just recognize your registration place in Taiwan. They will cost, but you just say the double tax. Yeah, that's the very special situation. Maybe you must ask the company.
Okay, I'm sorry, I went off topic.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Yeah.
I don't need a microphone. What if you now have that dream, you want to create some products, say, could be anything, like a skin lotion, for example. You don't know anything about skin lotion, you just love them, and you want to start a company producing skin lotions. How would you start? It could be any product, but something that's a little more complicated than just like trade.
Because my brother is doing this kind of business, so he's mechanical engineer, but he transferred to do the skin lotion and cosmetic business. So first one, you must to find maybe a lawyer or some kind of professional to know the regulation in Taiwan. Because at the first, you must know the regulation to find out how to satisfy his regulation for the cosmetic or lotions. Then you just can go to do your business about your formulation, your process, and what kind of channel you will go through.
But if you establish something, let's say like I'm a business mate and I want to create a product like that, that's a lotion.
We have the OEM factory to, they can make any formulation for you.
The service.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's 2-3 points here. Okay. One is you can always get into a field outside of your major. I mean the business. You need a content. The content can be a chemical, can be airplane, can be can be a car, whatever, right? But so there's no way to do it. I mean, it's impossible at your age. You know everything, right? Right. So in today's age, very important is how fast you can learn yourself, right? You can learn. The chemistry now with your intelligence, with your ability to ask good questions, you should be able to learn very fast. Right? Second, you make good friends, right? You have nice smiles, so you can make friends, right? So you can make friends, right? Chemical engineer in this class, you can try to make friends with who knows chemistry, right? And third, if you still cannot, you make friends with his brother, right? And his brother is running this business.
That was just an example.
Yeah, and just an example, okay? No, then the other thing is, running business, I think one part we haven't touched about it is, there are regulations, right? Lotion, skin lotion, all these things. It's a great idea, I can tell you, okay? Make money from ladies, that's a good place to go, okay? I mean, to make money from men is very difficult, okay? I don't buy much stuff.
Yes.
Right? But you make money from ladies, they buy, how many pair of shoes you have? A lot of pair of shoes, okay? They buy nice clothes, spend hundreds of dollars for hairdress and all these things. So make money from ladies, wonderful idea, okay? But watch out, okay? There are regulations, okay? You don't want to tell them to their skins, otherwise they sue you, okay? So you have to make sure you meet the legal requirements, okay? Any other questions? Huh? Okay, you're supposed to ask one question. Huh? Come on, this is the English class. Try. Give it a try.
By words.
Give it a try.
By single
Give it a
words.
try. Then I'll whatever you say, I can interpret it for you. Okay. I can interpret back to that for you.
Now our government encouraged we teenagers be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yes, but
Very good. Yes.
I saw in website they only support me in money, but we are college and we don't have technology or some idea we can think through solution.
So holistic, it's very interesting. Yeah.
And do government have a website or service provide us not only technology but also supervise consultant
Yes.
and the money that we can think a problem that we can solve it. Then we have to help by those service.
Okay, I can interpret this is your question, okay? I think that, what's your name? Andy, okay? Andy has a very good questions, okay? Andy's question is, okay? Yeah, I'm only the 10 years, teenagers, okay? I'm not 20 yet. I wish I am, okay? But, I don't know a lot of things, okay? How can I get more knowledge, to get my company going, right? And that's something government can help. So here we can talk to the expert.
Next feature. Firstly, ask Google. Right? If you don't know anything, just type the Google. Just like the Mitchell said, we don't know everything before the maybe 10 or 20 years. How can we find the information? Just yellow page and then make the call. And right now you have the internet, so use your phone and to ask Google. And then for a second, if you want to find some consultant related not only the finance but also maybe the business consultant, sales consultant, technical consultant, there are a lot of the personal consultancy service and even some organizational consultancy like 工研院、资策会，在可能中国生产力中心的 organizational。And third, some private company. The KPMG is the big four, but it is very expensive. But you still can join some entrepreneurial activities or group meetings. You can meet someone there. Which means in Taiwan for 数位时代有叫创业小聚，你可以参加这种创业小聚，有很多 group。台中有个叫 co-working space， 叫做好伴，好伴就是好不好的好，陪伴的伴，好伴那边办了很多的陪伴，好伴去台中那边有很多的活动，对 ，alright。
I think Professor Zhang, his word is right. You can just make a phone call, then you will make a lot of friends.
From faces here.
Yeah, from central government and also from Taichung local government. Actually, in many universities, like Donghai University, Fongjia University, you can find a resource not just in Fongjia. You can also find a lot of resource from like Jingyi or Chaoguang. Because different universities, we have different projects to run. So, and through the I don't know how to say this. Different university collaboration. It's better way to link the different friends together, like a foreign student and a local student. So you just make a phone call, you have to try something by yourself. You can find a lot of things, like for example, like our office always empty. No, we are waiting students come to our office. But actually not so many students. They try to open their mouth.
Because a few students even know this office in existence. I just did a free commercial for you. I think there are a few points I would like to add here. Okay. I think one is to be resourceful. There are many ways to find information, right? And to be, if you want to succeed, you have to be, really get into the topic. Right? I mean, I was told when I was a kid that you age. Wang Yongqing, who is very successful plastic. He did not even know what the heck is plastic. Right? When he started, he could not even spell what the heck is plastic, how to spell. And that's how he started. Right? And he built a big empire. He produced more plastic than anyone else.
Yes.
Okay? So that's a good, very good role model. Right? The second, right? I have my own bias. It's a bit different from the end. Right? I don't expect anything from government.
Yes.
Okay?
That's true. That's true.
I live in overseas for 40 years. I don't rely on any government. I rely on myself.
Yes.
Right? You are the most reliable person. Right? When you talk to the government, they refer you to this office, that office, then you're going around wasting all your time. You do it yourself, you go to Google or go to something, you know. Your future is on your hand. Right? You control your destination. Right? Next. Yes. Come here, please. Yeah, you can. You can come on. Here you come. Come here. Okay.
Don't be shy.
All right. Very nice. You have nice suit. You have a very nice sweet smile.
What's your name?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay.
We just come up an idea like we want to make an app. Like student in Fengtian University sometimes it's hard to buy lunch in the afternoon, in the noon. So we have an idea like we want to make an app. Is we can buy lunch through this app. And my question is like, is this idea, is it good? Is it worth that we spend time on it, or how many people we need, and like how many field of experts we need?
So you want to ask me?
And
Right now you have a couple of people here. If you have these apps, do you want to use it? Anyone raise your hand if he made the app, do you want to use it? Great! You have the first customers. Right? This is the first to identify your customer. And second is, do you want to invite someone to join you?
I don't know how many people do we need. Like we just know we need like some people know computer science, and I don't know what people I know.
The small way is ask professors because they know the expertise. Expertise professor in some department, right?
I think, application like this, okay. First of all, my bias again is, you try to listen